New details tonight surrounding the allegations that Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell was targeted by a suspected Chinese spy. A group of Republican lawmakers is calling on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to remove Swalwell from the House Intelligence Committee. NewsNation correspondent Joe Khalil live in D.C. with a closer look at the latest details, plus how the White House responded to these allegations. Joe.
Yeah, and it was a number of lawmakers, Swalwell just being the biggest name among them. But yeah, today, you're right, 17 House Republicans sent a letter to Speaker Pelosi urging her to remove Congressman Eric Swalwell from the Intelligence Committee because of his ties to Christina Feng, a woman that we now know was a Chinese intelligence asset. And this is just the latest move, the pressure that they've been putting on Democrats to do that, top officials. So here's the background of this story. Axios broke it, actually. Back in 2015, Swalwell was one of, again, a number of officials from the San Francisco Bay Area who Christina Feng worked for. Mostly it was raising campaign funds and at least recruiting one intern into Swalwell's office. Well, Axios reports the FBI became aware of Feng's spying activities, so they briefed Swalwell's office right away, briefed him, and that he reportedly cut ties with Feng immediately. Now, in their letter, House Republicans claim that because Swalwell didn't disclose this 2015 briefing to Congress when he came in, they argue also that his ties to Feng might make him a national security risk. So for those two reasons that I've just laid out, they want him to be off the Intelligence Committee. Now, it's unlikely that Speaker Pelosi is actually going to follow through on that. Here's what she said about it on Friday.
Well, I don't have any concern about Mr. Swalwell. The leadership of the House and the committee were informed that overtures from a Chinese person were being made to members of Congress. When that was made known to the members of Congress, it was over. You know, that was the end of any communication.
So Pelosi, they're saying they nipped it in the bud. Republicans' letter also went on, by the way, to wade a little bit into politics, and they said that Swalwell was one of the more prominent voices that was criticizing President Trump for his ties to Russia while this situation was happening. And so Kayleigh McEnany, White House press secretary, addressed that today.
There's no coverage, however, of Swalwell being the one implicated with not Russia, but China. In fact, the New York Times website, as of this morning, had not one result for Eric Swalwell's ties to Chinese spies. Not one result. And when the Swalwell story broke, guess how many minutes of coverage it got on ABC, NBC, MSNBC, and CBS? 0.
So this is Congressman Swalwell said to CNN. He says, just over 6 years ago, I was told about this individual. Then I offered to help, and I did help, and I was thanked by the FBI for my help, and that person is no longer in the country. There was never a suspicion of wrongdoing on my part, and all I did was cooperate, and the FBI said that yesterday. Now, we tried to get a direct response from Congressman Swalwell today on the letter itself. He didn't respond to that. His office declined to give us any comment on that or on the previous history of this story. Reporting live tonight in the Capitol, Joe Khalil, NewsNation.